Hey everyone, I'm Bobby Sylvester, the Fantasy Bros Football Podcast, and today I've got my top 5 sleeper starts for Week 2. Let's start up at number 5, where I've got running back of the Kansas City Chiefs, LaShawn McCoy. Yes, Damian Williams is currently the starter, but seeing that he wasn't a workhorse in Week 1, nor has he ever been one, it seems clear that McCoy already has a sizable role in this high-powered offense that put up 340 fantasy points from their backfield alone last year. Even if McCoy gets just 40% of that this year, we're looking at a top 30 fantasy back. And most importantly, this week they play the Oakland Raiders, which is not only a good matchup, but it should also lead to a run-heavy game script. At number 4, we've got the only wide receiver on the list. It's Corey Davis of the Tennessee Titans. You can say what you want about Davis in terms of efficiency, his offense, and namely his quarterback, and frankly, I'll probably agree with you. But no one can argue with the target share he had last year. Now that he isn't being shadowed by Denzel Ward like he was in Week 1, one of the best cornerbacks in football, Davis should return to his 7 or 8 targets this week against the Colts. That alone makes him worth using in your flex. At number 3, we move on over to quarterback, where I've got Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. If you're desperate at quarterback this week, Allen offers both a safe floor and huge ceiling in his matchup versus the Giants. Their secondary was a train wreck last week, and Allen actually looked much improved as a passer. For what it's worth, both his interceptions were tipped last week. Most importantly, in his last 7 games, he has 64 carries for 514 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns. So essentially, he's providing 3 free passing touchdowns worth of fantasy points per game with his legs alone. At number 2, we get back to running back, where I've got Devin Singletary of the Buffalo Bills. It is true that Frank Gore had 11 carries, and Singletary just had 4 in Week 1. But Singletary also caught 5 balls and outsnapped Frank Gore 48-19. This is clearly Singletary's backfield, and he was crazy efficient in Week 1 with double-digit yards on every single carry. A juicy matchup against the Giants certainly doesn't hurt either, and I've got Singletary as a result in my top 30 running backs this week, and ahead of Miles Sanders, Tariq Cohen, and even Phillip Lindsay. And at number 1, we move on to the New England Patriots, where I've got running back Rex Burkhead. Burkhead is the ultimate sleeper this week, because you can scoop him up in 90% of Yahoo leagues right now. You can guess that it's going to be Sony Michel's day, but with the Patriots being 18.5 point favorites in Miami, you can expect them to play it carefully with Sony's knee and give Burkhead the majority of the touches once this game gets out of hand, just like we saw Sunday evening versus the Steelers. Alright guys, that's all for my top 5 sleeper starts of Week 2. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your football.